Yeah, that makes for a terrible loadout.
Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Seattle Center and Key Arena. My name is Edie Burke. I'm the general manager for Key Arena, and we're very excited to welcome Dana White and UFC back to Key Arena. 2011 was our first UFC bout, sold out. This next one, same thing. Very, very excited to have UFC back with some local fighters on the bill, and it's a great way to end 2012, a very, very successful year for Key Arena, and we're very pleased to welcome press and fans. This year, we have had over 100 events at Key Arena, and we're pleased to end it again, like I say, with UFC. I would like to take the moment to welcome Susan Collard, the Washington State Department of Licensing Professional Athletics Division, as she makes a few remarks. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Susan Collard. I'm the administrator over the Professional Athletics Program here in the state of Washington. And it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce Dana White, UFC president. And we are anxious to welcome UFC here to Seattle, and martial arts. Dana's coming, I'm sure. There he is. Martial arts here in the state of Washington has grown really, really popular, and we are so excited that UFC chose to come back to Seattle. The industry has recently began the regulation of amateur martial arts, so we are so excited that UFC chose to bring a big fight here to the Key Arena. And as you can imagine, the fans are pretty excited too due to the ticket sales. And so I'd just like to extend our welcome on behalf of the state of Washington. And I hope you enjoy your stay here in Seattle.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. So I just flew in literally right now when we were driving here, and I was saying to my crew with me, I have not been this excited for a fight in a long time. I really haven't. This is going to be a good one. This is the baddest fight ever on free television. Who's got the first question? Raise your hand. They'll bring you a microphone. Ariel Hawani.
First for Dana, I noticed you brought up a belt. You usually don't bring your own belt. Is there a reason for that?
Oh, you're so nosy. You're always, you know what I mean? Mind your business. Don't worry about why I have a belt.
Well, I just thought the UFC title shouldn't be on the floor. You should
Yeah,
just
well, don't worry about where my belt is, okay?
All right, fair enough.
Do you have a real question?
That is a real question. You usually don't come with a belt, so I just wanted to know. But I'm sure you'll tell us why later.
I probably will.
I wanted to ask Mike a question. I was talking to Matt yesterday, and he said that he sent you many moons ago when you were on The Ultimate Fighter 1 a MySpace message. He was a fan of yours, was really admiring your work on the show, and you never replied to him. Do you recall this, and why didn't you reply to him?
Yeah, I never saw it, and I tweeted him last night saying that. But in the same interview, he also said that he was better than me in every area, which upset me a little bit. So I guess on Saturday we'll have to see about that.
All right, and just one for BJ and Rory. I saw on bjpen.com, which I visit frequently, that there's a bet on the table that if you win, Alchemist Management, which represents Rory, will change their name to BJ Penn Management, and if you lose, bjpen.com Radio will change their name to Roy McDonald Radio. Is that official?
I heard some talk about that. I don't know if that's what the team did. That's what they want. It's official.
Are you okay with that, Rory?
Yeah, I don't really know much about it, but it's fun. It's good.
All right, thanks, guys.
Hi, this is Said from Sound Entertainment News. I got a question for Nate. Nate, you said you're on a completely vegan diet, and recently you said you're eating raw. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, I'm pretty much about a month off from the fight. Pretty much year round, I try to eat raw food and as much as I can. There's raw food restaurants, so it's not just broccoli and lettuce. It's entrees and stuff. Look it up.
Another question is, are you doing this alone, or do you have other people around you that are on the same diet? And who started you out on this?
I've been vegan since I was 18 years old, and been eating raw for the last year and a half. Not full, complete raw, but as much as I can.
Dana, Neil Davidson from the Canadian Press.
How are you, buddy?
Good, thank you. Obviously, Benson is still writing his story, and Saturday night will indicate the next chapter. But given what he did in the UFC, what he's done for you, and the unbeaten streak, do you think he's got his due?
No, you know what? I think that I don't think he has had his due yet. You know, he's had some tough fights, close fights, where people are saying, oh, Frankie might have won this fight. This is the fight for him right here. You know, Nate Diaz is mean and nasty and comes out. You know, he finishes people by knockout, by submission. I think this is the fight for Ben Henderson. If Ben Henderson wins this fight, decisively, or if he wins a decision, he should finally start getting the respect he's due. Nate Diaz is the guy. Not that Frankie wasn't the guy. You know what I'm saying? But
Afternoon, gentlemen. Gareth Davis from the Telegraph in London. Can I ask Rory, your attire today? Is it James Bond? Is it Skyfall? You're in the city of grunge. Is it Clark Kent? You were talking about two personalities yesterday, the man who leaves his emotions behind and the man who goes into the ring to destroy legends, or into the octagon to destroy legends. Can you tell us a little bit about your attire?
Well, the way I dress doesn't really have anything to do with the way I fight, but I wanted to wear a suit today, so.
And fantastic you look, I must say, and I like the umbrella as well, a nice touch. Alex Gustafsson, Alex, how important is this fight in your career against Shogun Rua, and do you believe that if you win on Saturday night, it advances your cause to fight John Jones?
It's the most important fight in my career, and by far the toughest guy. When I win this fight, I will be up in the mix and I'll be ready for the champ, if it's Chael or Jones.
Hey Dana, Nate said yesterday that Gilbert Melendez, his training partner, was considering a move to featherweight and possibly making his debut in the UFC. If he was successful. If he wasn't successful, he thought maybe he would debut in the UFC as a lightweight. Can you comment on that? And are you talking with Gilbert? Is it a possibility that he might come in and challenge for a title?
no, I haven't. He's hurt right now, and I actually think that's great that these guys talk about that kind of stuff and work that stuff out rather than the whole, listen, I'm coming in at 55 and we just won't fight each other. You know what I mean? I like it. It's good that they're out there figuring out, if Nate wins this title, I'll tell you what, I'll move down to featherweight, and if he doesn't, I'll stay at 55. I like it.
So what's next for Benson or the winner of this fight?
What's that?
What's next for the winner of the lightweight fight? Like who's the next guy?
I have no idea. This fight hasn't even happened yet. I have no idea. Let's get this one out of the way, and then we'll figure that out.
Question for Dana, then one for Benson. Dana, it would be hard to think of a fight you could make with two more different personalities and two more different fighting styles. And I'm curious if that was, when you were making this fight for Fox, looking at the main card, was that a big part that you wanted two very different characters in there?
I personally, I know both of these guys personally. I wouldn't say that they really have, that their personalities aren't that much different. Obviously, Nate comes off publicly, a certain way. but Nate's a good dude. He's a real good kid, and you know, I've never had any problems with Nate Diaz ever. And then you know, Ben's a great guy. I think that Ben is a little more open and you know and you know, publicly when he's in front of cameras and stuff. You know, that Ben doesn't worry about that. He loves it and he's into it. But both good guys. Stylistically, yeah, I think stylistically they're totally different fighters. I think that both the Diaz brothers are completely different than everybody else stylistically. They have a style of their own that's very unique, and it wins them fights.
I'm actually going to switch up and ask a question to Nate. Nate, are you sick of the bad boy image that everyone pins on you, or is just it is what it is?
Yeah, I don't really, whatever. I think it just, people try to stick it with me more than I do.
And then one last question for Benson. What do you see any similarities between your style and Nate's? Any places where you guys kind of come together, I guess?
As far as like fighting style,
yeah.
We're both pretty aggressive, I'd say. He likes to come forward. I like to come forward as well. My last two fights, I wasn't able to come forward as much. My opponent, stylistically, Frankie going forward, you know, he's a very elusive fighter. So going forward against him, you gotta be smart about that. But I like to go forward. I like to be aggressive. Nate likes to go forward. He likes to be aggressive. Stylistically, fighting wise, I think we're pretty similar. We go about it in different ways. He uses a lot more of his boxing and stuff, you know. But I think stylistically, we're both pretty aggressive fighters, and once we get inside the octagon, it's gonna be fun.
For Matt, oh, you want me to stand again? Yeah. Okay. For Matt, can you talk about just the difference in how a fighter feels when he's on a winning streak and not really thinking about, okay, I have to win in order to stick around here, as opposed to when you're stuck in a losing streak, as you were a couple of years ago or so, and how that then translates into what you do inside the cage?
Yeah, personally, I learned from my past mistakes when I lost some fights. You know, they say you learn more from your losses. I feel like I learned a lot from my losses, and I learned to take it one fight at a time and not dwell on your past mistakes and just simply fix your mistakes and move on to the next fight. Take it one day at a time.
And I just want to ask Shogun a question as well. In the last few years, Gustafsson has dramatically improved. At least a lot of people think he has, and some of that comes with him, you know, training in San Diego and whatnot. Have you noticed a difference in how he's fought as of late, as opposed to when he first started in the UFC?
Que ele tem treinado em San Diego e tal. Como é que você vê isso, essa mudança dele para cá? Se isso pode ter melhorado o jogo dele ou não? O fato de ter vindo para os Estados Unidos treinar aqui em San Diego.
Eu acho que melhora sim, ele tendo com atletas profissionais do UFC. Ao que Pelé tem grandes atletas que lutam no UFC também, então acho que com certeza para ele é bom isso. E automaticamente melhora o jogo dele, né?
Usually when you train with guys, tough guys or professional guys, improve your game too, so it's important to be with the right people around to improve your game too.
And just one last one for Alex. Yesterday, Shogun sort of smiled and hinted that he may want to pull off a submission on Saturday, which is something we don't usually expect out of him. Do you think he is being honest here, or do you think he's just trying to, you know, throw you a curveball?
Shogun has been in this sport for a long time, and he has his tricks. So I'll be ready for anything tomorrow, on Saturday.
Dana, question for you. How are you? Do you have a replacement yet for Forrest Griffin?
No. We're probably going to move. We're going to move him to another card.
Phil.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after the fight between Shogun and Alexander, people are saying, okay, maybe this is the person who would be next in line for a title shot. That, of course, won't be decided till April or something, right? When John and Chael fight.
Yeah, after they fight. But
so,
yeah,
do you see it that way, or you don't want to make one of these guys fight before then?
It would be tough to say that. You know what I mean? Look at the fights that Shogun has had in his past, 2 or 3 fights, and this is definitely. There's no doubt about it. He is the gatekeeper right now to that title. So if Alexander can beat Shogun, he'd get the shot. Shogun wins, he gets it. Unless there's some crazy shit that happens, which always does, and he has to take another fight before that because he wants to stay active or something. But other than that, yeah, the winner of this fight would get the next shot.
Thank you.
Dana, over here. Dana.
Yep. Yep.
In the road to the octagon, BJ said that he doesn't really like that fans have forgotten about his legacy. They've forgotten that he's like an all-time great and a legend. Do you feel that fans have maybe forgotten about BJ Penn and the amazing BJ Penn that was the lightweight champion and the welterweight champion?
That's not really what I got out of it. Maybe I'm wrong. BJ can answer that question better than me. I think what I got out of the show and what BJ was saying is, when he made the statement like, "Where's my 10-fight win streak? Where's my like?" I feel like BJ feels like if he really would have applied himself and taken this thing as seriously as he could have had that 20-fight win streak or whatever the number might be. And BJ is at this point now where he's like, all right, now I get it. The belt, I didn't appreciate the belt when I had it. Now that it's gone, I get it. And I'm not too old. I'm still young enough to stay in here and go on one of these type of streaks and claim my spot in history. That's how I took it. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You were wrong, my friend. That was what he said.
Thanks. Hi, this one's for BJ as well. There's been some research, or I don't know, maybe a few journalists that have noticed that career of a fighter, he's about 9 years. That's when they do their thing. Not so much as age-related, but the 9-year span of like they peak, and you can see a lot of fighters that actually fall into that category. And you're past that, I think. Is this something that you feel in your body, or you're like fighting? I don't know how you call it, like you're fighting mojo that's kind of like behind you, or how do you feel about that?
No, I believe, that a human being only has so much fight in him. But I think over the course of my career, the way different things have happened, that I've gotten to take time off, time that was needed. I think it was very good and very healthy for me to have this rest this last year. It was great for me.
So is this something that you consider to be like a mental thing or physical?
It's all of the above: mental, physical, emotional, everything. My body got rejuvenated from the inside.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Another question for BJ. BJ, have you been offended or kind of stoked by the fact that Rory's been talking about you? I think you mentioned he was talking about you in the build-up to this fight like you were a 50-year-old. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Rory said he took this fight because he really wants to hurt me. He said I'm probably going to die in the ring, and he better be ready to back up everything he said.
Do you feel disrespected by him then?
I don't know, disrespected or what, but I don't know. You want to say stuff like that, you better back it up tomorrow.
I'm ready. Don't worry about that. We will see.
This question's for Rory. Yesterday you said that BJ Penn was essentially fighting for the wrong reasons. Can you elaborate a little bit on that and why you believe that?
Well, how he I was asked, it was like how I took the road to the octagon thing. He said he's fighting to get his legacy back. I don't know if it's true or not, if that's his motivation to fight or not, but if that is true, if you're fighting for someone's opinion, for a status, it's the wrong reason to fight. But his motivation might be something else altogether, so if that is his motivation, I think it's going to get him hurt.
Like I said, just be ready to back it up, Rory.
BJ, do you have a response about...
I just made my response.
I had a question for Dana. In 2013, what new countries can we expect the UFC going into for the first time?
India. India will be the one in 2013.
Any likely time frame?
I have no idea. Not yet. But we will go into India in 2013. I'll take one more question. Right over here. Go ahead.
Joel from King 5 here in Seattle.
Hey.
How's it going?
How are you?
Good. When you made this fight, did you have Ben in mind, being a local, to make this fight? Did you purposely, when you came to Seattle?
It always helps. You know, it's never a bad thing when a guy is from, you know, who holds the title is from there. But the way things have gone for us lately, you know how happy I am to be standing up here with all the guys that were actually picked to fight in this card. It's been a while, so I'm really happy about it. You know, obviously when we made this card, not only do we love the card, the fans love the card, Fox loved the card, everybody loved this card, and the fact that it stayed together, I'm just happy to be here, man. I want to make sure nobody falls off this fucking podium or nothing weird happens up here over the next 24 hours and this thing goes off like it's supposed to. I mean, look at everybody's in fantastic shape. Everybody's ready for this fight. Everybody's pumped up for this fight. It's been a while. I am excited. I don't know if I answered your question, but that's the way I'm feeling right now.
No, that's good. And Ben, how do you deal with coming home and having friends and family around you? Do you shut it down after a while, or do you still try to interact with people? Is there a time during this weekend where you're going to say, no more, I got to focus?
Yeah, I think leading up to all my fights, I try and take it in stride, but I try and stay focused on the fight. All my friends and family, they know if I shoot him a text or if I call him and he doesn't answer right away, oh, understandable, he's getting ready for a fight. Obviously, coming back here, I got a ton of old high school buddies I went to high school with and all that stuff hitting me up. My cousins and cousins hitting me up. But they're all pretty understanding, knowing that, oh, hey, he has a big thing coming up, and you give him my space and time to get ready to do this thing.
All right, guys. So before I get these guys to square off, I have one more piece of business here. This is for Ariel Helwani. I would like to bring the champ out here. I'm going to make it official right now. The first ever UFC Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. And I'm presenting her with her belt. And I'm announcing her fight. In the UFC, February 23rd at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. She'll be fighting Liz Carmouche, and she is the main event.
One for Dana first. Obviously, a lot of the talk has been about the Cyborg fight. Why isn't that the first fight?
That was obviously the fight that we wanted to make. We wanted to do that at 135 pounds, and we worked hard to make that fight. I believe that this fight will happen, and then I truly believe the next one will be the Cyborg fight. So this fight first, and then Cyborg will happen.
At 135.
At 135 pounds.
And just out of curiosity, why Carmouche, not McMahon or Misha Tate or why her in particular?
Let me put it to you this way without, you guys know how, when you ask me these questions, I tell you the truth, and a lot of people don't like the truth when I say it, but that's who wanted to fight her.
Okay.
Believe me, people aren't kicking the doors down at Zuffa to fight her.
And just one follow-up for Ronda. First off, congratulations on the moment. Obviously, you really wanted the Cyborg fight. Obviously, this is very exciting for you, but is a part of you a little disappointed that the first fight is not against Cyborg?
No, it's going to happen eventually. I can't make these girls fight me when I want them to fight me. And, I got a lot of respect for Liz. She's the only one that really stepped up and said she wanted this fight right now. And it speaks a lot to her, and when the other girls come around, they actually want to come to the big show, they know where I'm at. Is that it?
Showdown Joe.
Hey, Rhonda. First things first, congratulations. Obviously, a huge step for the world of women's mixed martial arts. Dana and I have gone back and forth about women's MMA for years, so it's kind of nice seeing a woman up there with a UFC belt. Can you
It's heavy. Can I put it down?
can you talk about what this means now that you are like this is officially the face of women's MMA, and what this means for all the ladies out there that want to aspire to be champions like yourself?
You know what? It's funny. Like, I never get nervous for stuff like that. I didn't even know about this till this morning. So I don't know, man. I don't even know what to make of it. It means a lot, and I feel like we have a lot to prove at this event, and no one's going to be disappointed. And I think that the women are here to stay, and we're going to prove it.
That's right.
All right. Look, guys.
Oh, I had a question for Rhonda. Wait, I just wanted to ask Rhonda, what did you make of Cyborg's announcement that she could make 135 after so long of saying she couldn't make 135?
I wasn't the least bit surprised. I know she can make 135, and so does she. It takes her a little bit while to realize that this is the only option that she has, and it took her a little bit while because I don't think she's not that bright. So when she does, sit down and think about it and whatever, then we'll actually have the only fight that really makes sense. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys.
All right, we're going to rip this thing out of here, and I'll square these guys off for photo ops. Thank you guys very much for coming. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Pass, I got it.
Yeah, I'll bring them back out.